asking the stage manager to give us 5 minutes.
Right, and here's another thing. I don't warm up. I just don't warm up.
No, we talk deeply.
Yeah, it's gossip.
Yeah, we gossip.
And we were fucking in the middle of this great thing. You guys, I wish you were there.
Yeah. We were talking about one of you.
Yeah,
So
one of you. And if you think it's you, you're right.
This is David Razowsky.
This is Rachel Hamilton. Improvise for you. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
We make it all up.
Make it all up. What?
We move chairs
Right.
to initiate the new scene. So what we're going to do right now is start moving chairs, and you person in white pants, whose pants I can see but face I cannot, you're going to say stop when you want us to stop moving the chairs. Okay?
Right. And then we'll never come back to you again.
Yeah. Until later.
But if the show sucks, it's your fault. Never get tired of that joke.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Great, good, fine.
That was
It was a bit
mildly
of a
violent.
It was mildly unviolent. Unviolent.
No, not unviolent. It was mildly
It was
violent.
mostly violent, but it was mildly unviolent.
It felt like you wanted to say something to me, Luther, but instead you just hit my chair.
Carol, you knew I always put the chair down here. You
But
knew
not
I
like
always put the chair
that.
down
Not
here.
like that.
You want- this is
Your
the day
chair
we-
got into my space.
I get it.
Do you?
I don't think so. No, Carol, not right now.
Just
Say
say
something
it.
now. Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it
Say
right
it.
now.
What is it?
I'm going to say, like, I wanted to hurt you with this chair. With this chair. And you know what?
Thank you. I've never felt closer to you.
Good.
Wow.
I have to be honest with you.
Wow.
I have never expressed that to anybody. The fact that I wanted to hurt them with a piece of furniture. And I'm going to say, like.
Wait, Luther, are you suggesting that there's been a number of people that you wanted to harm with furniture?
No, I was just about to say that
Wow.
that's the first time ever, like in the history of the world, that's the first time anybody has ever said the sentence, I wanted to hurt you with a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has really ever said anything like that.
I want to revisit the fact that you said that there were a number of people that you would like to hurt. I think you said murder with a chair.
Murder? Murder? Did I say murder?
It felt like
This is
murder.
one of those moments that I really wish our lives were videotaped and I'd go back and go, no.
We've talked about that, Luther, and the problem is, are we watching our video of ourselves watching the video? Then we need 2 setups.
You know what? Just throw money at it. If you want coverage, it's going to cost money. You know what? That's how it's done.
Okay.
That's how it's done.
All right.
If you want a record, you've got to not just have a record, but you need a record of the record,
Right.
and then you need somebody to hold on to that record, and they have to have a record as well. Okay? All right?
I think so.
Do you think so, or do you know so,
I do.
Carol?
I do.
Do you what? Do you think so, or do you know so?
I'm just thinking about the record.
Right. Let me know when you're done. I have stuff to do. I have other people that I need.
Do you remember records? Turntables? Woofers? Needles?
Now that's another thing. How can you say woofers without saying tweeters after it? Like, for me, that's goddamn annoying, Carol. It's like
Is it
saying
hit me with
courier
chair
without
annoying?
eyes afterwards,
Is
you know?
it hit me with chair annoying?
That's a different thing. That's
Is
not what
it?
we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about, Carol. That's not what we're talking about. Like like what kind of a monster says woofers without saying tweeters afterwards? Sorry, no. There's this thing. It's like evil. It's evil. It's clearly evil.
Just a few more questions.
I have no problem with this at all. As long as the crime is solved.
Were you or weren't you wearing pants during the incident?
Ooh. It could have gone either way.
Well, I just want you mentioned it was a a locker room, and I wasn't sure if it was post-shower, pre-pants, or had you toweled off and put the pants back on?
Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just walk in and I'll take my pants off and I'll walk around the locker room and I'll take a shower and I'll talk to some of the guys and there'll be some towel whipping, that sort of thing, like butt patting, and then sometimes I'll be like hugging and touching, and then
I only have
back.
14 more characters.
Okay, great. I forgot the question. I needed.
Were you or were you not wearing pants at the time of the incident?
I was wearing underpants.
Underpants.
Or underwear. I know that women wear underpants and men wear underwear.
I wear panties.
Okay, I was wearing underpants.
My mother calls underpants pants, which is confusing.
Well, that's what they do in foreign countries as well, some foreign countries, where they go,
My
well,
mother's from the United States.
okay, you know what, it doesn't matter to me, because all that I want
Matters
is...
to me.
I just... Right.
I'm an American citizen.
I get that, and you're also police...
And this system of law and order is an American system.
Okay.
And we would not be having this conversation in the Congo.
No.
They
I
would
don't
say
know
to you,
that.
I'm sorry your laptop got ripped off from Equinox. I'm sorry, they'd say. And then you'd walk away. But no, here, I'm spending my precious 45 minutes of American time.
But for me, it's a weird question, because it's about my
Pretty
laptop
empirical.
getting ripped off, and you want to know if I was wearing pants. And I'm like, I don't know how one thing has anything to do with another.
Right.
Really, I
Right.
don't know.
Did you go to law school?
No.
Okay. Well, then it's really not for you to worry about, is it? I mean, I'll say this, I'll just, broad strokes. There are different laws for panted and unpanted.
I did not go to law school, but I would say pants or unpantsed, not panted or...
Well, you might be pulling from an old text then.
Okay, I was wearing pants. Let's just say I was
You were
wearing
wearing
pants. I was wearing
Let's
pants.
just say you were wearing pants, or you were wearing pants?
Let's just say I was wearing pants.
I don't have enough characters for that, and I want you to tell me you were wearing pants.
I don't have a choice in the matter? Like, you want me to tell you that I was wearing
When you
pants?
frame it with the preamble, I don't feel clear, I don't trust that you were in fact wearing pants.
Okay, all right. Then let's suppose I was wearing pants.
No.
Then what say?
More letters than say.
Okay, fine. How about what say I was wearing pants?
Did you say what say?
What say I was wearing pants? What say I was wearing pants?
Is
Or
that
if
a
like,
30s vaudevillian phrase?
how about I was wearing pants? How about I was wearing pants?
How about it?
How about? Put that down. How about it? I was wearing pants. How about it? I was wearing pants. How about it? The victim was wearing pants. How about it? You don't have to- No, but I was a victim of a crime. I don't know. What are we looking at?
Have you
You're
read
pointing.
the Declaration of Independence?
I was at the.
Oh, you don't know what it has to do?
I don't know.
It has to do with language that was constructed over 200 years ago that is still so specific that it guids our culture.
It might guide our culture, but it won't get my laptop
No,
back.
no.
I don't think so.
Nor will what say you.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do
How
this.
about I was wearing pants? How about I was wearing pants? Just type out, how
I won't
about
type
the
that.
victim?
I won't type that.
All right.
I won't type that.
All right, then let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's just start all over again and say, the guy says he might have or might have not been wearing pants. And then he said, how about he wore pants? all you gotta do is type out how about. How about.
I fill out form after form all day long about stolen goods. And our lawyers come and they cherry pick which cases they think might actually go through. So I think it's just a waste of our time for me to put all that mealy-mouthed garbage because they're not going to pick it. So if you want to say mealy-mouthed garbage, I'm just going to keep my lunch date.
I believe you said mealy marth.
I just said mealy-mouthed.
You said mealy marth.
See how non-specific.
Ah! Connor's coming over. Connor promised he's coming over. He's coming over.
I don't think he's coming.
Julie.
No.
Connor's
coming
Well, I
over.
don't even want to get my hopes up. He's not coming.
You know what? Get your hopes up for
No.
once.
All Connor does is dash my hopes to the ground. He's not coming. It's a Wednesday. He doesn't come on Wednesdays.
You know what? He's coming on.
No, he has
Connor's coming.
badminton on Wednesdays. He doesn't
Let
come on
Trevor
Wednesdays.
go.
No,
Connor is not Trevor.
no,
Julie,
Connor is
Connor's not
Trevor. I
Trevor.
only want to date people who have badminton on Wednesdays.
All right, you know what? Connor's coming over, but you have to let Trevor go. Honey, I'm your best friend.
You keep saying that.
I am. I'm the one that tells you when bad news happens.
Yeah, you told me about Trevor.
I know I did, and I warned you, Julie, I warned you, I told you,
You
he's
told me
bad
I'm about
news.
to give you very bad news.
Right,
And then you gave me very bad
I
news.
did, but I warned you, I warned you. I told you and I warned
You know,
you.
what we're talking about, I just want to say time and place. I don't feel like that's the type of thing you send over a text.
Julie, I was over at the dentist, and I could not come over at that time.
It could have waited.
What could have waited? The dentist?
I don't know about your dental hygiene.
Well,
I'm
let
saying
me just tell you right now, it's not good. It's not good.
well, that's something you're definitely going to want to pay attention to.
I know, and look, and also Dr. Goldstein said, you know what? It could be pre-periodontal
That's terrible news.
infection.
That's terrible
It's terrible,
news.
but I've been keeping this to myself. To myself, Julie. And right now I'm sharing information, and I just want you to hear it. Just hear it, hear it.
I'm free. No one's coming over, so I'm free.
No,
Yeah.
he's coming over. Connor is coming over.
This is probably a good time for us to discuss that you don't have great personal care.
Well, I would like to table that. I really would like to table that, Julie. I swear to God,
I
right
thought
now.
that's where you wanted to be because it's so important and you don't talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Honey, please, please, you've got to accept that Connor is coming
I think
over.
right now I'm smelling a bit of the periodontal situation.
All right, then let's do this.
No, I actually want to
No.
get closer to it, not farther.
No,
Let's
what?
bring it into the light.
Okay. And you know what? Right now, I'm really very, very aware of it. I
Should
just
be.
need to tell
Me
you
too.
this. I just need to tell you this.
Aware of it.
That, listen,
Yeah.
Connor is coming over. He's coming over. He said he was going to come over. He's going to come over. You got to trust me on this one. You got to trust me.
I trust you.
Well, good. Then just know that he's coming over, and it brings you joy. Then just be joyful about it. That's all.
This is all a big deflection from the rotting flesh in your face.
You know what? It's a sacrifice I'll make for you, Julie, because you're my dearest,
I want you
oldest friend.
around forever.
Okay,
And
okay.
dental hygiene affects life expectancy.
I understand that, but Connor
You're
is
taking
coming
years
over.
off of your life by calling me
So
from the
what?
dentist to
I'm
tell me
willing
that
to
Trevor
sacrifice that.
is dating that bitch from the candy store.
Well, what?
I mean, if he's gonna date anyone, he's gonna date that bitch from the candy store. We would go in there, we would mock her. We would walk into that high-end fruit candy store and she would give us such attitude. We called her the bitch from the candy
I
store.
recall.
And now he's dating her.
You know what? Let it go.
No!
You let it go.
No,
let it
I
go.
will not.
Just for a moment. Table it. Table it, Julie.
Why would I table it? I'm keeping it as a ball of rage, and
You-
Connor may not approach. Oh.
Push the ball of rage away. Connor will come over.
Wow.
I'm a work in progress. I'm a dental work in progress.
We are, and I'm a relationship work in progress.
But we can share that information.
Yes.
We can share that. There's a Venn diagram, and in the middle, we can call it a DEN diagram. It's short for dental, right? We can do that. It's a dental diagram. And in the middle is we're meeting the Connor. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really no. It's not all right.
It's okay.
It's not all right. I have something to tell you.
More?
Yeah.
It
It's
is
just about
Trevor
all of
and
this.
from
It's
the candy
just
store.
about all of this. It's not about the candy store. It's about all this. The dentist. All of my teeth have to be pulled.
All of them?
All of them. Even the healthy ones. Dr. Goldstein said, we have to pull them all. I'm like, I'm gonna need a couple. He's like, no, none. And I can't have dentures either.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
It's a thing,
I
Julie.
think you might want to check out Dr. Goldstein.
Don't! Don't you dare! I have one thing going on in my life. Dr. Ron Goldstein!
I know, sweetheart. I know.
I don't think you do. They all
A lot
have
of
to
red flags.
go.
His office is an Airbnb.
He's trying to make extra money. He's getting a different degree. Dr. Goldstein, I trust him. He's my northern star. In the morning, I wake up and I go, this might not be okay, but somewhere there's Dr. Goldstein.
You wake up very early in the morning because that's the only time he'll see you.
Yeah.
5
Because he
a.m.
has to
appointment.
clean the place before those people come in. They're from
They're
Copenhagen and they have a lot of very specific things they need. Their shoes need to be Echo shoes because that's where Echo shoes come from.
Dr. Goldstein tells you a lot of unnecessary details about the situation, and that is one of the key facts about
You
people.
don't know.
No, I know.
You don't know.
You told me about the Copenhagen people already. And you told
What?
me about Dr. Goldstein's membership at the JCC and how they wanted to cancel it, but they got the coupon, and you told me all of that.
But that coupon, like, what a
I
bait
don't wanna hear the
switch.
story
What a
again.
bait
I don't
switch.
want to hear it.
Nancy said that she got the letter and she didn't get the letter. It was a total bait and switch.
Nobody cares. It's not true. Dr. Goldstein is not a dentist. You're doing it again. We're creating false relationships with humans who create fictitious realities. Like when you were dating Paunch from Chips. Beautiful, thank you.
It's a flight of champagne.
A flight?
Yes, a flight.
I'm flying. I'm definitely flying.
I know, I can tell. The gentleman over there wanted to buy you a flight of champagne. And we put him in groups.
In the white suit?
The white suit, the man in the white suit.
With a 10-gallon hat?
Yes. It's the only guy standing there.
The extremely tall one? Maybe 6'5", 6'7"?
Well, he's probably shorter because this is further away.
Because I measured myself against that bartender on the way in.
Ah, yes.
He's at least 5'9", and
That's that man, that man.
Wow.
White man with a big cowboy hat, standing there in the white suit.
staring at me right now in makeup.
Absolutely,
That
the very one.
Thank you. That was for him. Thank you. I don't think you heard. Thank you. Is he deaf?
Yes.
This one's even better. Customer service here is astounding.
Definitely.
That's for you.
Lovely.
I'll just say it, so you can hear me. What are you telling me?
I'm telling him that that thank you was for me, not for him.
I'm not
Oh, it's his birthday.
All right. Feel like it's ready? You feel ready?
I feel very ready for this. I'm prepared. Although I'm a tad bit trepidatious, but I think that once we jump right into it,
Yeah.
it's something that would work for both of us.
You know what conquers fear?
Starting. Yes, sure. Beginning it.
Starting.
Great.
Not beginning.
Starting at the
No, they're synonyms, but they're not the same.
Okay, great. Because they're different words.
Well, and different concepts.
And different concepts, but, you know, they're the same.
Now I feel nervous.
Here you go.
Because I don't feel like you know the difference. Ouch.
Oh,
What?
so sorry. I forgot I was wearing my gloves with my nails.
Right.
Not a good way to begin.
Please remember to notify me when you're wearing your glove nails.
Yes, well, okay, I'm ready to start.
All right.
But again, a little trepidation, but I think that I can do this.
I understand. I'm a little trepidatious myself.
Good, great.
Yeah. I just want to,
If we're in this together,
we're in it together.
Right.
Are we?
I think so.
Are we?
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm Ben Torpin,
I'm Danielle Steele.
and welcome to Torpin and Steele. We have a lot of very special guests for you this evening, and a book reading that we're going to be doing later on.
We're doing all of that in a sequence. Are you feeling uncomfortable? I am. Ben can help you with that.
That's right, Danielle. Right after this commercial. Thought that went well.
I did too. I think
Thank you.
Definitely uncomfortable.
Oh, very much so.
I thought you were going to jump in with the demo right there.
No, I wanted to make people wait a little while.
Okay, okay.
3, 2. During the break, we were drinking water.
Say
So we promised you a book reading, and here we go. So the book is A Bridge Too Far.
Feeling uncomfortable? I am.
We'll be right back.
I could hear people sweating.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to get letters. We're going to get letters and postcards. We're going to get letters. And by the way, that is a very good book.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally got one that's working.
Me too, me too, me
It works
too.
better. You stay.
I'm at the bridge.
Uh-huh.
So far I'm going, that's not too far.
No. If you start too far, there's nowhere to go.
No, right,
We
right.
want to start and modulate the too farness, and then all of a
Absolutely.
sudden you turn around and go, where am I?
Right, right.
This is
And 3, 2,
1.
and we're back. During the break, we were talking about modulation and doing this gesture. Tomorrow, we have guests on from places that you may or may not know.
They will appear in a sequence,
And in
one after
order.
another, in
Absolutely.
order that we will have decided,
Or not.
maybe.
If you find yourself being uncomfortable, stick around. We'll be right back.
I was not able to line up any guests for tomorrow, which I think is perfect.
Me too. 3, 2. We have a surprise for you for tomorrow. No one's gonna be there.
You might feel angry. I do.
You may feel like, well, the rug's been pulled out from under you, because it has.
You might wonder what your options are, having already made time in your schedule to be back for a second day.
You may have a friend that you said, you gotta watch that show with Ben and Danielle. And that's the day that they watch it. And that's the last day of your relationship.
You might not have a friend. Do you feel lonely?
I sure do.
You have no one but yourself to blame. Or if you want to blame someone, blame the person in the mirror. See what I did there? We'll be right back. Well, Julie, I guess I'll leave because you're not talking to me.
Yeah, I guess so.
You told me you were going to come to the badminton tournament.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Nope.
And I also have to tell you that
Yeah.
Trevor told me that this was
God
going to
damn it,
happen.
fucking don't. You talk to Trevor?
Trevor and I, we're sharing a car together. We bought a car together.
You bought a car together.
Yeah.
You guys have history. You've known Trevor for a while.
Well, you know what? You don't need to have history to buy a car with someone. I mean, you know, ladies want to look into that as like oh,
Please don't
you know.
call us ladies.
All right.
Please don't talk about ladies as though we buy a car differently than you.
No, all right, good. That was kind of.
I bought a car with a friend. I hardly knew her, so I do that too, okay?
We had anything in common, apparently, that we do.
Yeah. Well, don't get crazy. I don't want to see you again. And I didn't want to see you tonight.
Well, you know what? It's Wednesday and I came by.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's Wednesday and I'm going to come by.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you weren't told that I was
My
going to
friend
come by.
Bethany is in the bathtub pulling her own teeth out. There's a lot going on that doesn't involve you and Connor or you and Trevor. See, you're interchangeable to
You know what? You know, for me, this is Connor. I am Connor.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you right now,
Uh-huh.
Trevor is in the bathroom in our car.
What?
Oh yeah.
RV.
No, we bought a Carvey. It's a Carvey. It's a car that's an RV. It's a Carvey. It has a bathroom, a shower, and a basement, and a pool. And no, you want to. I want to tell you more about it, but you want me gone. So I'm just going to take my badminton and my badminton ball, and I'm going to head out. That's what's going to happen.
It's not actually called a badminton.
You know what?
Badminton is the name of the game, and that's a racket.
All right, you know what's a racket?
This is a
related.
Tell Trevor I said,
Hey, Bethany! I know Dr. Goldstein. And he's talked about you. I think you're doing something you're going to regret later.
why would you do that?
Why wouldn't I do that?
She's a mouthful of wounds.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all a mouthful of wounds? Why are we doing this, Julie?
I don't know. I have to get off Tinder. I don't know.
You know why you
I'm
have to get
lonely.
off
That's
Tinder?
why we're doing it.
No,
Right
you
now.
get off Tinder because it's done. Tinder succeeded.
No, it's back.
It
Oh, what
brought
do you mean?
both of us
No,
together.
this is not a success.
You know what? This is a success.
How is this a success, Connor?
You know what? I've spent some wonderful time talking to you. This is one of the biggest challenges of my entire life. In 20 years from now, I'll look back on this time and I'll go, she's right. I don't have a badminton. It's a racket. Right now, I'm not sure of it. But 20 years from now, maybe I will.
I appreciate that, but I will say, I've been in enough relationships to know that I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who comes over when I don't want him to, and then we fight, and then he yells at my best friend, and then he goes away and says, hey, I like this, let's keep going.
Maybe it's the only thing I know.
Okay?
Because my parents were in that relationship. And I wish I knew something different. I know your parents were successful at what they did. A huge empire, making things,
Yeah.
and employing people who had children, who had great dental plans, except for the one person who really needed
I
it.
know, that's not,
And you let her down.
that is a quest for love is what that is. That is what you and I are doing right now, times 50.
All that I know is, if I let this moment go, then I no longer have it. And there's nothing more truthful than that. If you don't grab something, like a chair like you have right now, then you no longer have that chair that you could have grabbed.
See, these are the conversations that I don't want to ever have.
Then perhaps you should have thought of that before I came over.
I did think about that.
Well, perhaps you should have texted me or something. Because I should have known what it is. What are the rules here, Julie? What are the rules?
It's pretty clear, because we were only communicating through Bethany. The rules were don't come over, never come over, stop coming over.
You know what? There's vague in all of that. All of that is vague.
So Trevor's in the car V right now?
You know what? Yes, Trevor's in the car V right now.
You parked up front?
You were.
You were?
I don't know, I haven't been outside. Should we talk about it? Don't you remember the conversation we had? I walked around, I pointed at things, I yelled through a bathroom door at Bethany, who's God knows what the fuck she's doing. It's craziness.
It's terrible.
Her breath was terrible. But sometimes it's not about teeth, it's about what you eat. You know, it's like some kind of acid imbalance or something. So maybe she should be in there, like taking out a filtration organ or something like that. But I tell you right now, what she's doing is a mistake. And what
And the sooner you leave, the more I can go intervene.
Fine. Let me just tell you right now. If I walk through that door, I'm no longer in this room. That's something you're going to have to deal with.
Just tell Trevor I'm single.
You tell Trevor. I'm tired of being his messenger. One day you'll look back on this and you'll remember it happened.